Check, 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 check. All right. All right, everybody, welcome back. Let me take a look at welcome in. Welcome in. Which is your, see, now I'm asking, I'm like, which one is your favorite? And I always say it's not about which one you like the most. It's about what you like most of in each one. So to ask you which is your favorite is kind of backwards. But we have just finished our cups. We just finished getting these things cleaned down on the bottom of them. And I thought what we would do is just take a quick look at some of these. And I'll stick with it. Which is your fave? Which is the favorite? So yeah, we spent 3 days to clean these down. I had said when I had started that the bottoms of the cups will wear your finger down. So you see the red tip of my finger there. So that is from the cup spinning and just centering it with the water with wet hands. And you leave it running full speed as you do this for time's sake, because to stop the wheel and to start it back up, it just takes some extra time. And so you leave it running and then you just center it right there on the wheel, and then it just keeps taking off layers of your finger, almost like sand. You're just sanding your finger down. And fortunately, no cuts, so that's good news. But anyways, these are the cups that we've just finished polishing, and what I'm going to do is just quickly run through and take a look at each one and try to figure out if any of them need to be refired due to maybe like a, if there's something that looks like it might be underfired, if it's not mature, if there's any cracks or crazing. There's sometimes these little things where there might be, like a hairline crack, and I don't even know if you'd be able to see it, but there's just like a little micro fracture in the foot. And so you need to, we'll end up testing that down the road just to make sure that the crack doesn't go all the way up. It could be for a lot of different reasons, but if it runs up into the body, then it'll be a succulent planter, baby succulent. So something like this we're looking for. And now that's like a really small bubble in the glaze, a little crater where there was a bubble in the surface. Could be from organic matter in the clay burning out, and then it creates just a little bubble. If it pops early enough, then it'll smooth out and connect. And then if it doesn't, then it can leave something like that. For something like this cup, I would leave that because I can smooth that down and polish that down. And then if I needed to, put some kintsugi gold glue or something, then I would do that. Looks good on that one. But yeah, there's say like this right here. Love the cup. This has one of the crenellated foots, and but it's got a patch of bubbles right here. It's really hard. I switched my camera around to have a proper orientation, and now everything I do is backwards. And so, anyways, right there, there's a patch of bubbles. So this cup would need to be refired. I really love the inside of this one. Where'd my glasses go? But yeah, if you see one you like, or something that you like about one of them, throw it out. I'd love to know. Maybe it'll inspire me to work in a direction. This was a black shimmering iridescent glaze I used on the accent. You can see here where this translucent glaze ran into it and just wiped it right off the piece. And then here it ran around it. This one was a refire. Looks good now. Nice and glossy. Beautiful color blends. Love the green. This was, I think, one of my favorites. I think it's going to be one of the ones I pull. It's just the balance in effects really just keep it turning. And then look at that inside. Moving right along. Soft. This one does see, like, here's a see that little bubble there, and so I can feel it. It's so small it just kind of barely scratches the skin, but I think that overall, even that, I could polish that down, but I would want to make sure there isn't any more. So you just kind of feel a lot of that stuff you just feel for. See, there's another piece here. This will actually add in the bubble. That looks more like a, oh no, it's a bubble. So it's just another small bubble. So if it's just like one isolated pinhole bubble, a lot of times I'm not gonna try to go back to that because I can clean them down and polish it and make sure the surface is strong. The inside is a little different. I take a little more care on those. So I'm going to flip this because it'll need to be re-examined. So I'm going to just flip any one that has any sort of defect that I may need to um, evaluate. But if it's done, I'm going to leave them really pretty cut. So this is what we just finished polishing the bottoms of all of these. You like that one, baby? My lovely Leela is joining us. See, here's, so I was going to refire this cup and try to clean these down. I don't know if this is, something like, uh, like an impurity in the glaze. All of these glazes were well within their temperature range. So the only thing I could think of is maybe it was like a combination of glazes that produced that um, these little bubble pieces, or I don't even know what that is, but like maybe it was a matte glaze, and then there was a glaze on top of it that just you know didn't alter it right. Um, and then so like on that one I'm going to refire, but on this one it has just those four right there. So I'll decide if I want to try to polish or refire. I think this is one of the turquoise glazes. I've got a few of them. But thank you all for being here. My name's Kevin. This is we've just recently started a kind of a virtual studio environment. Wow, look at those little effects right there. I celebrate the serendipitous. My work is um, it's always teaching me to appreciate all the qualities because sometimes you have to you know have something like this that you go, oh well, it doesn't, you don't maybe understand it, or it doesn't fit your narrative, but then you can't have this without it. You can't discover without doing or going somewhere new. Look at that beautiful drip. Those three beautiful drips. I think this one got tagged by the sandpaper. Oh, they all three got tagged by the sandpaper. It's really hard to sand the bottom of these whenever to get the foot smooth. No worries. No worries. There's better things to worry about. But I do what I can to save the drips. The drips, they can break. It's just glass. And so, if it does, reach out to me and we can work through that. This was a little crumpled cup, a little squatty. I love it when you get those folds into the bottom. So far, so good. 3 down. I just recently started using reading glasses. I was in denial for quite some time, and now I realize just how beautiful my pottery is. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I see little defects that I, wouldn't have caught without them. And then I think, man, everybody out there with good eyes is like, man, this dude's pottery's bunk. I really love hitting these like little stellar looks, like, you know, I think that one I held that too long. Looks good. I gotta probably speed this up. Here is a little fatty square cut. I'll hit these. I'll do these every now and again. Be sure to let me know which one you like or what you like about them. If you see glaze combinations, check that middle piece. We're all of this is a continual upgrade, so we're constantly working on uh, building this together and having a place to share what art teaches. Man, I just I think this was a refire too. Both of these kind of were very they just didn't fit together, and so I went back and refired, and they're definitely on the same level now. They didn't want to play nice. How long are we in this? Man, I was gonna make this 15 minutes, and we're halfway through the first pan, and it's 15 minutes. So, let me just do a quick run, and I'm gonna just evaluate what is for defects and then my favorites. I think on this pan, this was one of my favorites. Look at that. Sometimes the outside can be really good, and the inside is maybe not, it doesn't have that same appeal. And who cares? I don't. That outside is just untouchable. Well, unless you pick it up. All right, so here's a few that are definitely bad. And so you can see, if you can see, there's some froth in this glaze and kind of right here. You see that little frothy spot of glaze? Like that's definitely going to need to be refired. This has the same thing. Oh wait, does this one have it? Yep. So this one has it. The one next to it, this one had it, but I think it was just on the outside. We're all getting, like I said, I clean these up and then I'll take a close look at them. Looks like there's one. I'll have to examine that, but there's a spot right there. So maybe it'll deter me, maybe not, but I'm gonna examine. Yeah, see, like this one, beautiful inside. Love that contrasting pool with the little crystalline shore. And then these oranges and yellows are not coming out through the camera. These oranges are actually like vibrant, like a vibrant orange. Refire. This one is really stunning. I keep going back to the mottled look. I really love how these colors are mottled together. High res. And then same here, but with the new black glaze that we brought in. Things like this little spot here where something organic burned out of the clay, and then it created this drape around it, running down. Really, really beautiful. But I'm loving this black. It almost has like a slate look. It also reminds me of this one. Oops, careful. Like, look how some of the spots on the clay were either maybe bare, or sometimes if a glaze peels off in the shrinkage while it's drying, then it'll like fall down or fall off, leaving a bare spot. And I don't mind. Like that little dimple, like I celebrate that. I love that. I love that little bare spot. This also is a cup that I may I'm gonna pull. These are the ones that I just love. I keep. All right, let's go ahead and switch this out, and I'll try to move a little faster. But like on that last row, so many of those were, had that, the frothy bubble. So what that does is that indicates to me that there was something in there that didn't work. There was some glaze that didn't work, or a combination of glazes. And so um, whenever I go back to analyze the glazes, what I'll do here is I keep track of every pan and every firing, and each one gets four glazes, and uh, and so what I'll do is I'll mark north, east, south, west, and then I'll glaze in runs, and so you can see how these here are, like like these brown runs. So this is a glaze that produces this really deep, dark, like a reddish brown. And then in all of them going this way, this one is brown with an orange. And so I can follow that on the chart. And then once I know which glaze is the problematic glaze, then I can adjust it or change it up. Sometimes you'll see little elements that could look like there's like a pinhole or a thin glaze, and I'll use like a little tool to go punch around on it. But man, like here the glaze runs into this, um, all of these colors to create these blends. And then here, it's a completely different glaze underneath it. And this is the black, my new black glaze. And so this is what's creating that slate look. And so now you have the brown running into that slate. And it's just like, it's a whole different, a whole different appeal. But then they could still be in the same, family. And then, wow, look at this one. Like, really so much going on. I think all of those are fun. Every cup is different. The process, see, like I'll see this, and that little speck right there. I will know that I need to go and clean that. And look, 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 look. Sun. Absolutely, absolutely fun. But my process, I don't think about it. To create something that's random, you just take a few, a few steps, and then you just randomize that step. And then when you do that a few times, then by the time you get to the end, you got, pieces that just, they have their own look. Every form is different. Every trimming is different. The glazes are different. The combinations, how they're fired, if they're fired upright or sideways. And so you just allow that is Leela picked this one up earlier and just fell in love with it. I said it looked like this, something from antiquity. There's four or five glazes on here. Four glazes, maybe I'll say reactive elements. All right, here we go. See this one here? So I love this cup, really beautiful, matte white, a lot of these little crystals. Like the whole thing is just like an interlaced network of crystalline growth. But then look, all of a sudden on the inside you got these bubbles here, and and uh, and that's no good. So you got to catch those. You got to try to make sure that they get refired properly. Says a leaping. It's like icy, soft, organic. I don't know why, like this cup it really holds well. Hold that cup.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Just sits right there. It's like
Oh, what's up, Mama?
it's effortless.
Your mama's here. Come say hey.
Yeah.
Leela's chilling. Oh no. Please, 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 please. And then you got to check the one it fell on. All right, I think we're good. How are y'all doing? Now it changed. Okay, now it changed. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. We just finished polishing all of our cups today, and now we're going to go through and make sure they're all good, and they're not going to. We need to make sure they need to get refired. Sure, which one was your favorite? Your favorite? You remember, or do you not even know where it is? I don't remember. I know you liked this one. This one was one of the ones that. This one was one of Leela's favorites. But yeah, we just finished cleaning these up, and so we're going through and trying to pull any of them that have defects and need to be cleaned up.
Yeah, that one is amazing to hold in your hand.
Oh yeah,
Just rests right there.
it is. I really enjoy the organic forms, like this one. You know, like everyone finds the way that their hands fit within it. I think that one might need to be touched up too. How are y'all doing? How are all the babies? You have to it can be difficult, and I think maybe we all maybe struggle with this, but it can be difficult to just want to go after the colorful, the tricks, the special effects, um, and then pass over the ones that are, real subtle. And across the board, it might not stand out, but once you like really just start diving into the surface, you find that there's actually so much going on. And it's just real soft changes. But there are 4 different glazes. And you gotta take the time. Real, real pretty. Look at that. See, this is this very dense crystalline glaze here. And then here, the glaze that it's on top of, right? So the glaze that it's on top of is causing them to break apart, almost like ice glaciers, where they're melting and then they just like stretch out into the sea. Look at that. It's so hard to. I flipped my camera earlier because I go, then you'll see like the orientation of the room as it should be. But then when you go to turn something, you don't know which way to go with it. All right, those I think. Good. All right, moving right along. Each cup gets looked at so many times throughout the process. I think this one, I see the 7. I see the 7, and that's what I'm gonna call it. 7. This again was one of my favorites. I'm gonna pull this one. Just really insane surface. Is mine. Good. Good. This one's wild. I hope they're coming in clear. I hope my audio is coming in clear. We're happy that you all are with us as we look through these. So right now we're just going through, yeah, the glass in the belt. I usually will, if this was the one, I usually call it a belt. Well, I can't reach it. All right. Uh, Look at that blue lavender to the green to the white crystalline to the black wild surface. All right, see, like this one here's got it's a really pretty cup, but it's got a little hole right here, and that's a pretty deep pinhole, and so I would imagine that if I took a Dremel and just like rounded the edges, it would probably be fine. But up to this point, up to this point, um, I don't know. And so I usually, if it's got something in it like that, I will refire it. This one, really pretty crystal work in the bottom, but I believe it also has some frothy bubbles. So this one will probably be refired. This here is one of my personal picks. Really pretty. Again, this one here has a really big bubble, so that's a definite refire. But that is just too much. Like, it's so hard to, really capture something that you love like that, and then, you know, goes back in. Good. This one is really good, really nice. Real clean. Has that same stellar quality. See, like this would be a tough one too to decide on. I really love the outside of this and the form. It really goes with the form. But then the inside, it either just didn't have uh, the right glaze, enough glaze. This was a yellow glaze, and it didn't have anything to really have fun with. And then the green down there didn't have something to play with, and so therefore you just have kind of these like static elements. And so the piece itself is solid, it's mature, it's functional, but the outside inside uh, just kind of have that kind of separation. And then to me, I go, well, do I leave it? Do I fire it? Something like this, uh, it has to grow on me. I try not to judge right off because I'm not familiar with it. Because in the end, you never know what really just, has confidence in what it is. Like this new yellow. This is a new yellow green. Yeah, it's just different. This one had I trimmed through the foot. I trimmed it off center to reveal this cavity. And I think it adds a lot of mysterious nature. Crazy pretty. Oh, this was our thumbnail. This is our thumbnail cup. Beautiful drips. Save the drips. All right, again, let me just flip through. These are just looking for anything that jumps out as no-go. Look at that crazy surface. Crazy surface. Look at that fire red, black, all blending in and running. Crazy. And this one here is like I find it just a touch better. But as you turn it, it goes through these radical changes. And look at that spot. Like that spot right there is it's some gate to some. It's like it looks like lava pouring out of the side of a cliff. I mean, yeah, it's freaking crying. You know, and now are you ready for the inside? Like this is the crazy thing. Like um so in love with this surface. And then would you ever imagine that being the the other side? Cold, icy, white, frothing oceans, and then fury, fierce. I I think my cups give me a lot of insight to people, individuality, uniqueness, appreciate each other. We're all different. We all have good qualities. We all have bad qualities. This cup has a lot of bad qualities. A lot of froth, a lot of bubbles, and set for refire. There's some right there. You see that? So that right there has got to be fixed. 1, 2, 3, 4 so far on this pan. Here's another one that's I really love when you have cups that are unbalanced. They're really hard to make. And then trying to retain just the natural, just like the natural curve of that trauma, of that event. And you try to preserve that and then still finish it. That's always tricky. This one here was from the get-go one of my first favorites, and I accidentally dropped another piece of pottery on it from a couple feet up, and that happened. And I'm gonna keep it and do my best to save it because that's what I do. I love them all. I love them all. Nope, that's not a bubble. Look at that. I love these images. There's a lot of cups that kind of will display some sort of image, and I love to turn it and see if I can see something What do you see? Wow, look at that. I think it has two shoes, 2 legs, wings. Look at that. Yeah, this one has 2. Angel cat with a chainsaw. Right on. Angel cat with a chainsaw. Take a closer look at that later. I think that one may be fine. This one, let me bring my chair closer. This one, beautiful. Very very George Orr. Just fired better. Just prettier. Yeah, so um, Chloe, don't be mean. No yelling. Oh, this was it, Leela. This was it. Show your mom the inside of that one.
Come.
Let me go see. I'll go see. I'll turn the mic up. Camera mic will work.
Okay.
Backing up. Hey, hey.
All right, this one is so stunning. There we go.
Isn't it hard to know which way to?
Yeah, it is. It's very difficult. Wait till you see these cascades here. It has a shelf.
No.
Yeah, check out that shelf. Shelf of crystals. Cascading down. Very tricky to keep it upright. Greens and blues and creams all cascading round, and a little bit of brown at the top. Wait till you see the inside. Beautiful.
I know, right? And it's so deep. It's like you can see the glaze as it pools, and then the crystals develop within that pool, and you can see the depth of the glaze.
Yes, I also heart it. I heart it a lot. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's like you could just stare at its pools for hours.
Come on the inside of that. Oh no, just a spot. Yeah, that one is really pretty. This one here. This one is also very orish. Has some folding action with some turns, and then it ends up producing this really beautiful 6-pointed star. It's like a green star. Very nice. Love this. And then also, so you can see once you go down the board, one glaze will produce that pooling in the bottom, and you'll start to see it. And then what you can do is see how they react with other glazes, with other pools, and then you can start understanding how they interact. Oh, that's one y'all just looked at. All right, last pan. Thank you all for hanging in with us. We love these things. All right, last one. I'm gonna run through them maybe a little quicker. I'm still remembering to put on my glasses. Crazy blue. So drippy. Such gloss. Look at that drip. Wild blue. Just glossy. And there's with that orange. Yep. Um, so I've got a lot of these little beads that I showed earlier. And so you see these little beads. So these are under the piece whenever the glaze drips off the cup. And when I can, I will try to salvage the bead. Like I'll try to pop it off the shelf. And I've got a few of them with these cups. And so this bead has all the glaze. Is it even gonna, can I even? That's as good as it gets. This glaze, this bead has all the colors of this cup. And so then I thought that I would send this with the cup and maybe find a way to like put it on a charm bracelet or something. But that's something I've been working on, like an idea like this. So it's like black and white, like a little beautiful bead of glass. Good, good, good. Again, that black slate. There's another one of those little impurity pieces. Here's a piece where maybe like the glaze fell off or maybe wasn't enough, wasn't applied. Sometimes you don't know. Man, I just want to show them all. I will come out here and look at them over and over. So if you had a ring, you had a ring out of this, and then you drink with this, that would be pool. Well, here's one. Yeah, we really appreciate everyone who came out to our lives while we were cleaning these up. The cleanup process is really technical and it requires a lot of focus because they're just free sitting on the wheel, spinning as fast as it goes. And then I'm trying to polish it, polish the surface. And if one wrong move and you throw this piece across the room and there's just no coming back. This too is going to be pulled from my personal collection. I really love this piece. These oranges, there's a few other colors, but they're new to my studio, and I've been bringing in different mason stains to play with, and I'm really enjoying the results. That black that black glaze is one of those. This cup is really, really something. It's like I like all my cups. I'm gonna tell you they're the best pieces in the world. My kids are better than your kids, and I don't even have kids. I just have pottery. This one reminds me of Mardi Gras. What do you think, Leela? Mardi Gras. For some reason, the black and the crystal comes off as purple. I mean, it's not purple, but it just kind of has this like muted purple appeal, which comes off Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras. That white. That is so white. White, white. Crystal white. Oh, this is an odd combination that I really I've really fallen for. That I'm like, this is kind of like a hide. It almost looks to me like a hide look. And then here you have this celadon, this really soft celadon, and you just don't think they would go together. And love it. Beautiful. Beautiful. This one's going to need to be touched up a bit. I look at that. I find that the oranges are actually warming up now that the sun is going down. During the day, for some reason, I can't get these oranges to come out, and right now they're doing well. The yellow actually seems a little bit more blown out now, but like that, yeah, I think this one's getting pulled too. I just can't help it, right? Um, See, that one was orange, and then this is that hide and blue, called blue hide. Sometimes you got some little holes here. I typically won't worry about them if they're stable on the outside. But if they're on the inside, like if any of these turn out to be uh, pinholes, I'll pull it. I might have to look at that one later too, just to make sure. Hide, hide. All right, last row. The drip on that one. See, now that's a big crater. It's popped and it's softened the edges. Looks like there's maybe a few little frothy bubbles under it. I am not refiring this for that. I will put something in that or polish it down, highlight it, celebrate it. Celebrate life. So, Deborah, which has been your favorite cup so far, if you can remember? This is another keeper. That black and yellow, and then it turns green. I mean, that is just sick looking. Like it looks sick. It looks like it's got a sort of slate green. It has a face on it. Oh, is it that the face? Is it a duck face? Leela, do you see a face? Is that like looks like a little duck face? Hidden, Hidden Moss Falls. Yeah, I don't know. And then I'm like, oh, and I'm gonna pull this one too. Like this is my favorite. I just. All right, you ready for the inside of this one? It's like the flaming eye of what is what is it, Leela? Soren, Sauron. The freaking fire eye of Sauron in your cup. It's always going to look at you. Bang. One and only. Give it a name. This one will be refired or something. You see, this one is the only one like this where you see all these little pinholes. You liked a lot of them. That's funny that you're answering that now because I asked that maybe 2 minutes ago. A minute ago. Maybe it's a minute ago. I put it on a lower lag, so it's higher quality since we were doing a look through. But this, like this, I think the cup is like to me, I would be like, yeah, fine. But I think with the pinholes, it's got to be refired, reglazed. Beauty, yellow. It's like a nice, beautiful gold. And then this one here, I love this one. I love this one for the two drips on the bottom. Look at these gold drips off of the bottom of this cup. Like they are just so yellow and gold on the cream. So, oh, this one's being refired. So I think we're done. I got a few I need to clean up or just retouch just to make sure. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 cups that will need to be pulled and refired, and then the rest will be prepped for shipping, and try to get these out the top drawer. We've been behind on that. Uh, all right, Deborah, it's so good to have you in. Is it more than normal? I don't know. It feels normal, and I would say I was expecting more. I was expecting more of them to have defects. I'm gonna keep going through. Obviously, I was trying to share the experience, but um, I'll definitely be going through more times and just really digging deep. I've got some funky magnifying goggles, and that gets it really close. But anyways, we're done. The day is done. The sun is down, and we are pooped. We're gonna go in this and um, kick back. Friday, I'll see y'all when I see y'all. More than likely Monday, and we'll get started early and find something to ramble on about. Come and share some thoughts with us. We're always gonna come up with some random question to unpack. So thanks for being with us. Y'all all take care, and we'll see you next week. Bye, Mama.